In a world where we're constantly connected yet feeling more isolated than ever, where productivity is king but burnout is the norm, there's a practice that's been quietly solving these modern problems for over 1,000 years, and it's been hiding in plain sight. This is Tenman Shrine in Fukui, a local Shinto shrine that I pass by from time to time. And for a long time, I saw it the way most people do. Beautiful, photogenic, but ultimately old. A relic of the past. I was wrong. Because what I've discovered is that Shinto isn't just relevant to modern life. In many ways, it's predicated the solutions we're desperately searching for today. I've walked by this area and visited the shrine many times, although you won't see the shrine itself from the street. It's nestled mountainside, so you can see the entrance, the torii gate, from the road, but the shrine itself is sort of buried in the woods. See, we're obsessed with optimization, life hacks, 5-step morning routines, but we're more anxious, more distracted, more disconnected from nature than any generation in history. Shinto takes a different approach. It doesn't ask you to believe anything. It doesn't require conversion or commitment. It simply invites you to practice presence. So I've come to this shrine in a local area, sort of a hidden mountain shrine in Fukui near our house. I've come to it for a while now. And there's no priest that lives on the grounds here, but it's beautiful how the moss takes over the area and creates a very sacred feeling place. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about Shinto in general. Shinto is still extremely relevant even in today's times, even though it's a 1,000-year-old, I don't know if you call it a religion, spiritual practice, spiritual belief system. There's no dogma, there's no forcing of beliefs and things like that. It's really just an appreciation and a preservation of nature. And places like this, Shinto shrines in Japan, have been a symbol for sacred space, starting with the torii gate. As you enter through the torii gates, it's the separation of the ordinary world into the sacred. But there's probably thousands of little shrines all throughout Japan, and it lets you know that there is always a sacred space for you to go to relax and clear your mind. And I've always found Shinto to be very open and promoting of this beautiful sacred space and nature. So I've talked with many Shinto priests, and they love it. They have no problem with photography or filming in a shrine, because you're spreading the beauty of nature and the power of the kami, the different gods. And yes, there's a belief system that there is a divine power in everything, in stone, in the koke moss, in the shrines, in the rocks. And whatever your belief system is, yes, it's a form of animism, but I see it more as a way of just respecting the world around us and a way of appreciating it. Ritual is mindfulness. This isn't about superstition. It's about transition. Creating a threshold between your busy mind and this present moment. In flow state research, which I talk a lot about on this channel, we call these clear goals with immediate feedback. Your mind knows exactly what to do, step by step. And that focused attention, that's the doorway to flow. I see the many rituals, such as like the purification with the water and the bowing, the clapping. They're mindfulness practices, really. They're just something to center you in a way that is almost like a micro flow state.
The ritual of doing something over and over again allows you to experience the present moment without the distractions of the outside world. To take a second and clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and just take in this beautiful scenery and nature that's surrounding you.
Impermanence and renewal. Some of Japan's most important shrines, like Ise Jingu, are completely rebuilt every 20 years. Imagine that, your most sacred site, deliberately impermanent. This is Shinto's answer to our anxiety about change. Don't cling, don't preserve forever, honor the cycle. It's the same principle as wabi-sabi, finding beauty in impermanence, in the imperfect, in the incomplete. And this cycle is what I go into depth about in my book, Shizen Style Flow.
Some of these shrines are thousands of years old, hundreds of years old, and it may seem a little odd to us, but they're often rebuilt. And it's a sign of rebirth and renewal amongst continuing of the tradition. So the grounds here, you can see the moss that's taken over. That remains and that will always stay. And the shrine itself here, deep in the woods on the mountainside, has, this wood doesn't look that old. It's been rebuilt, recarved, and that's really a part of appreciating wabi-sabi and impermanence, that it doesn't last, but there's beauty in that.
But the beautiful thing about Shinto shrines is that they're designed as thin places. That's a term for locations where the boundary between the ordinary and the sacred feels permeable, where awe happens naturally. This tree is over 300 years old. Scientists have found that awe, that feeling you get in the presence of something vast and ancient, actually reduces inflammation, lowers stress hormones, and expands our sense of time. We don't need to travel to Machu Picchu or the Grand Canyon. These experiences are embedded in neighborhoods across Japan, waiting. Community without conversion. And during festivals, Matsuri, this place transforms. The whole neighborhood comes together. Elderly women, young families, teenagers who probably haven't thought about religion in months or years, because Shinto doesn't require belief. It requires participation. In an age of increasing isolation and loneliness, these shared rituals, carrying the mikoshi, dancing together, eating yakisoba from the same stalls, they create belonging without demanding conformity.
I really see it as a way of, traditionally, it's sort of fought off loneliness. You are a part of community here. It's the reoccurring festivals that happen each year that bring people together to just remind you that you're not alone in this. We're all going through issues, problems, loss, but at a festival it's time to sort of let that go and enjoy yourself and enjoy the community that it fosters.
Nature as sacred. In Shinto, nature isn't a resource to be used. It's literally divine. These trees, these rocks, this water, they all contain kami, sacred spirit. Now, whether you believe that literally or not doesn't matter. What matters is the relationship it creates. When nature is sacred, you don't just get your steps in. You pay attention. You notice. You show respect. And in our climate crisis era, when we've treated the earth as infinite and disposable, this worldview isn't ancient, it's urgent. The thing that draws me to Shinto is that it doesn't ask you to be anything other than present. No guilt, no sin, no cosmic scoreboard. Just, can you show up? Can you bow? Can you notice the sacred in the ordinary? In our performance-obsessed culture, that permission to simply be is radical.
Shinto shrines also create a sacred space for awe. when you enter the torii gates and you're in a place like this, it's awe-inspiring. It's a place where you can relax and just take in all of the beauty that surrounds you. And this is, again, access to a micro-flow state where you're just truly connected with your surroundings, and it allows you to think of things beyond yourselves, like the people who built this hundreds of years ago and all of Mother Nature surrounding us.
So is Shinto relevant to modern life? I'd argue it's more relevant than ever, because we don't need another productivity app. We don't need another optimization strategy. We need permission to slow down, to notice nature, to mark transitions with intention, to practice gratitude without guilt, to find the sacred in our everyday neighborhoods. This secluded mountain shrine will be here next week, next year, next decade. The same rituals, the same trees, the same invitation. The question isn't whether Shinto matters. The question is, are we ready to accept what it's been offering all along? If you're interested in more content about Japanese aesthetics, flow states, and photography that connects us to nature, subscribe to my channel and my free newsletter, Shizen Style Weekly. I explore these intersections every week. And if you have a shrine near you, Shinto or otherwise, I challenge you to visit it this week, not as a tourist, as a participant, and see what happens when you practice presence.